Hey guys, welcome to another review, and I'm checking out this Sunset Sound Studio Reverb from IK Multimedia. It's one of the T-Rax plugins, and this thing is phenomenal, incredibly good. And basically, what happened is IK Multimedia got together with Sunset Sound, which is one of the most famous studios in the world in LA, and they just recorded convolutions of all their live rooms, all their reverb chambers, all their ISO booths, as well as a couple of their plates and their spring reverb unit. And the convolutions are recorded to an incredibly high standard. And in doing those convolution recordings, they used the vintage mics and the consoles at Sunset Sound and everything to get you the exact sound of those room spaces and chambers and the plates, etc. as near as damn it as you could possibly get, unless you booked the damn place and went there yourself, right? And there goes a motorbike. I've got the window open. It's a pretty stuffy, warm day. Okay, so look, there are all these controls and everything. It's incredibly easy to use this. I love this thing. Not only has it got great sound, but it's so hands-on. It's like using an old bit of equipment, yeah? No cryptic, sort of stupid menus and stuff, right? So I'll explain how everything works at the end, but we'll just go through the presets. There are insert presets, and you can obviously create and save your own. Insert presets and send presets, and they're identical. But the difference between them is if you choose insert presets, on the output the dry is up full bore and the wet is at 50%. And if you choose the same presets in send mode, the wet and dry controls are up full bore, but the wet is soloed, which is what you want. You want wet only at the output if you're using it as a send on an auxiliary return, right? Okay, so let's just quickly go through the presets and then I'll explain a few things. Now, some of these presets are going to be slightly tweaked and some are going to be straight out of the box, so to speak, because you've got all the different chambers, rooms, ISO booths, the plates and the spring, but they can be further adjusted with these controls, which I'll explain later. Okay, so I've got the thing strapped across this stereo kit. This is the kit dry. And let's start going through them. So this is the first preset, Chamber Studio 1. And as you can see, with all the acoustic spaces, you can do a full 360. We can see that this chamber is narrow at the entrance door end, widening at the other end. Okay, that's Chamber Studio 1. Chamber Studio 2. Studio 3, chamber. Live room, Studio 1. Studio 2. Now, this is the big room, and there are 3 different mic positions, okay, in different parts of the room. This is Studio 2 live room mic position 1. Mic position 2. And mic position 3. And as I go through these, some of these presets might have these controls here tweaked a bit. We'll explain all that at the end. This is Studio 2, look, the big room. Yeah. Okay, next, the live room Studio 3. Here it is. Yeah. Okay. This is a preset called Mad Chamber. It's the chamber from Studio 3 with some tweaks done here. We'll explain all this at the end. Okay, next, Motown Spring, and this is the AKG BX Reverb. It's had some tweaks done to it here. We're listening to just the left side, etc. Old School Spring, same BX Reverb, slightly different settings. Da, 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 da. Okay, this is the first plate, plate 1, on its high decay setting. This is, if you look at the info, every plate, every chamber, every room, every ISO booth, you get information about it. This is an echo plate. Okay, this is straight out of the box, no tweaks. Here we go. Okay, the same plate but with the mechanical damping set to the lowest decay time. And the same plate with the mechanical damping set to medium decay. Okay, next, this is the MT140 plate, and this is on a high decay setting, about 6 seconds. Okay, the same plate on a low mechanical decay setting. And the same plate on a medium mechanical decay setting. Okay, now this is the big, no, it's not the big room. This is the Studio 1 room. It's dampened. There's some pre-delay added. There's some EQ being used. We'll explain all that at the end, because this room, this is Studio 1 live room, right? It can be dampened. You can apply damping. none half or full. So it's on full damping with some other tweaks. Here we go. The input coming into the reverb is mono summed, right? Next one, the room plate. This is the EMT again with some tweaks. Roomy Boomy, this is Live Room Studio 2, the big one. And it's got some pre-delay added, bit of EQ, etc. And the mics are in position 3. Okay, slap ISO. This is ISO booth from Studio 2. There it is. All right. Another moped goes past. It's got some tweaks done to it. Here we go. Okay, next, slapping chamber. This is the reverb chamber from Studio 2, which you can see gets very narrow at one side. Oh, this is a straight wall, and then there's an angled wall here, but it's cone shaped sort of thing, right? And there's a bit of pre-delay added. The decay's been rolled off. The input coming in has been EQ'd a bit. Here we go. And it's a mono signal going in. Okay, spring high. This is the AKG again. On its highest decay setting, straight out of the box, no tweaks. How many have we got left? Not many. Okay, then the same AKG with its dampening mechanism set to lowest setting. Again, straight out of the box, no tweaks. And then here's the AKG on the mid dampen decay. Again, straight out of the box, no tweaks. I love the way that you can hear the on headphones. You can hear the resonating, just going a bit more on the right as it decays, like over on the right. And this is Studio 1's ISO booth. Right, you get the 3 ISO booths now. It's just straight out of the box, completely vanilla, no tweaks. Right, here we go. And Studio 2's ISO booth. It's a fairly small one, this. Again, vanilla, no tweaks, straight out the box. And a third ISO booth for Studio 3, which is a bit bigger. Prince used to use this a lot, apparently. I don't know if they had the sofa in it when they did the recording. But completely vanilla. Oh, it's got a little bit of pre-delay added, 11 milliseconds. Here we go. And finally, this final one, Weird Chamber, which is the chamber from Studio 1, which does narrow towards the door end by the look of it. Right. And it's been tweaked with EQ, pre-delay, the decay's been rolled off, etc. Here we go. And the width has been reduced. And the signal coming in has been mono-summed. Yeah, so that, there's some presets to give you some ideas. This thing's just great, and you can obviously create and save your own presets. Save as, right? Let me reset. So let's just quickly look at all the controls and everything, because it's so easy to tweak. That's the thing. It's so easy to just set up a sound. It's just ridiculously simple. This is so well designed. Just to say, every single live room, every ISO booth, and every chamber, you've got the full 360 to look all around it. And there's an info as well, which tells you all about it, bit of history, who's recorded there and stuff, etc., etc. Right? Now, with the 3 live rooms for the 3 studios, with Studio 1, your options are to dampen it. Okay, full, half, or none, and phase invert. That just changes, the characteristic of the room, but you can also use all these other controls in combination with those choices, right? Studio 2 offers 3 different mic positions around the bigger studio room, because it's a much bigger space, this, right? And Studio 3 again offers damping, full, half, or none, and phase reverse. Studio 3. Right. And all those options can be used in combination with all these controls as well. Now, for the chambers, all you get in the options is the option to phase reverse them. Right? But all these controls can be used with them. The ISO booths, again, all you get is phase reverse as the option, because, they're small little rooms. Okay. But all the controls, again, can be used with them. For the plate, there's this one here, which is the echo plate. The options are 3 levels of mechanical damping: high, medium, or low. So long decay, medium decay, short decay, and phase invert. And all those controls can be used with that. The second plate, the MT140, gives you a lot of options for mechanical damping to change the decay from a very short 300 milliseconds up to 6 seconds plus phase reverse. And all these controls can be used in combination with that. And then the spring, which is an AKG BX20E, its options are 3 levels of mechanical decay: long, medium, or short, phase invert. And again, all these controls can be used in combination with that. Now, every single one of the rooms, spaces, plates, springs, whatever, you can mono the input coming in. You've got a pre-delay that can be added to any of them. The decay, like say with the plates or the spring, you can adjust the mechanical decay time. But then you can further adjust the decay here, which is different to the mechanical decay. But you can shorten them down with this. The EQ here, the high pass and the low pass, they are pre the reverb. So you can roll off the bottom or roll off the top of the signal coming into the reverb. After the signal passes through the reverb, you've then got these 2 EQs. And it's a low shelf and a high shelf. 200 Hz low shelf, 5K high shelf. Boost or cut both 12 dB. Okay, now further to that, all these spaces and the plates and springs can be used in stereo, and you can adjust the width. You can listen to just the left mic or output of the mechanical unit, or the right one, and that really does make a difference. It's subtle with the things like the spring, but with the rooms, for example, if you go with Live Room 2, where you can adjust the positioning of mics, changing mic really does make a difference. So it's just so easy to dial something up. You can just go, well, I'm going to go with the plate, the EMT 140. I'm going to go with 1.5 seconds, 1.8 seconds mechanical damping. And there it is, with everything stock, stereo in, stereo out. But then you can say, well, I'm going to sum the input to mono coming in. And then before the signal comes in, I'm going to take out the bottom end from 250 hertz down, or even higher, 450 or something. And then I'm going to actually roll off the decay a bit. Now, if I want to dull the top end, I can dull the top end coming in by rolling down this low pass. If I want to brighten it up, I can brighten up the output. I can add some pre-delay. I can reduce the width. I can listen to the left or right output, pickup. Not a huge difference, but put this back to stereo input. Yeah, subtly different. It's just so easy to use. So I'm going to go with Live Room 2, where I can adjust the mic positions. I'm going to go with position 3. Set all this back to default. Boom, 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 right? But I'm now going to listen, instead of stereo, I'm going to have just the left mic. Or the right mic. Slightly different, right? More bottom end on that one. And more mid and less bottom on that, subtly different. If I switch to the second position, again in stereo, left mic, right mic, they are different. Or I can use both and narrow the width. Or I can go, oh, I'm going to dull this down a lot. At the output, roll off 5K, shelf. Yeah, or brighten it up at the output. Yeah, or roll off the content coming in at the bottom end. Give it a lot more pre-delay. And roll off the decay. Shorten the decay. Bring some bottom end back in. Flatten up the output. You know what I mean? It's just fantastic. It's so intuitively easy to use. It's not like something like bloody Space Designer, for God's sake. You know what that's like. Or some of these other reverbs with all these constant fiddly, faffy number parameters to faff with. This is just like having a good old-fashioned bit of hardware in front of you. Absolutely love it to bits. It is superb. Absolutely superb. So there you go. The Sunset Sound Studio Reverb. I mean, it's the nearest damn thing you can get to getting the spaces of Sunset Sound and the chambers and the mechanical reverbs. Then you'd have to get anything nearer than this. You'd have to hire the damn place. Okay, you are fixed to those sounds, regardless of how much you can tweak them and get variety out of them. You can't load convolutions in, but you are getting the sound of this place and all that ability to tweak, right? And I think it's a fantastic addition to go with a traditional algorithmic type reverb, that does it all with number crunching. You know what I mean? Bloody great stuff, this thing. Absolutely brilliant. As I said, every room, every chamber, every mechanical device has this info thing which tells you all about it. So Live Room Studio 1 tells you a bit about the history, who recorded them. And look at it, Van Halen, Paul McCartney, Whitney Houston, James Taylor, Oingo Boingo, Rolling Stones, the Beach Boys, Tom Petty, Sly and the Family Stone, the Turtles, Sam Cooke, Buffalo Springfield, Janis Joplin, Jackson Browne, blah blah blah. This one, Studio 2. Again, bit of history, something about the construction, what have you. Van Halen, Led Zeppelin, etc, etc. Michael Jackson, blah blah blah. Alice Cooper. Studio 3. This is mixed down room with the famous API Demedio console installed. I suppose they're recorded through that console then. It's still fully functional. Many consider it to be the punchier than the standard API. Tells you all about it and who's worked there. Prince. I mean, look at it. You know, endless people, right? Audio Slave, Earth, Wind and Fire, blah blah blah. So you get all that really interesting information, which is kind of nice. And incidentally, Sunset Sound, which is on Sunset Boulevard, it started way back in time. It was the sound department for Walt Disney. That's where it started. Yeah, it's got some history. Anyway, there it is now. As we're all under lockdown, why not try out all the T-Rex plugins for yourself? I mean, like, we're all stuck indoors, right? And it's really easy to do with the T-Rex custom shop, right? You just go to the IK Multimedia website and you go to Products, Software, T-Rex, and choose T-Rex Custom Shop. That will take you to this page. And it says here, look, free download. Click download and then you choose the Mac or the Windows installer. And you download and install the T-Rex Custom Shop. Now what that does is it installs an authorization app and it installs the T-Rex mastering suite, which is very good, plus all 38 of the plugins, including all the fantastic emulations of vintage gear. It installs the whole smash. Then what you do is go to your DAW and you go to where you load an effect plugin and you'll find a folder for IK Multimedia, and there's all the plugins. They all run independently in any DAW as a regular plugin, right? So you open the plugin you want to try and it will pop up like this Sunset Sound has done. But in the middle there'll be a little panel saying something like, this plugin isn't authorized. Do you want to go to the custom shop now and try it or buy it? And you just click OK. And then what happens is the custom shop app opens. This is a little app and it'll open on the page for that plugin. And then where it says buy here, next to that there's a button saying try. I've already put this into demo mode yesterday, so I've got 13 days left. But you just click the try button and that's it. And then you can try it for whatever the time is, 10 to 14 days, totally unrestricted. There's no bursts of noise, nothing. You can do entire mixes, try this stuff out to your heart's content. But the secret is this: once you've clicked try to put one of the plugins into demo mode and any other plugins into demo mode, don't close the custom shop, just minimize it. And that way the plugins will just keep working with no bursts of noise, nothing like that. And with the custom shop open but minimized, if you close a plugin interface and then reopen it, it just keeps working. So that's the secret. Don't close the custom shop, just minimize it. Otherwise, every time you open the plugin, you have to go through that thing of clicking try again. Or not clicking. Once you've done it, it'll be in demo mode, but it needs to open this custom shop software before the little warning thing goes away and you can keep using it. So don't close the custom shop, just minimize it and you're good to go. And then you can try all 38 of the plugins and the mastering suite unrestricted. So why not? We're all like stuck indoors from this coronavirus, man. And let me tell you, the T-Rex stuff is right up there with the best you can get. It really is. don't underestimate their stuff, and their classic emulations again are right up there with the best. Okay, so look, there you go. That's the Sunset Sound Reverb plugin, part of the T-Rex range from IK Multimedia. What I'll probably do, shut up with your horn. What I'll probably do is I'll probably come back and later tonight when I'll do a live stream and I'll mix something like that Daisy Daisy rock track or something. Because like I've only shown you this on drums just to show you how it all works. But we can like get it going in a mix and try doing a whole mix of a sort of garagey, punky rock band thing through it, with guitars, vocals, and everything else using these reverb spaces. Yeah. Okay. So I'll probably see you for that one later if I do it. All right. Bye.